Where is this? A familiar ceiling. Are you actually back in your room? But, but why? Why? The smell of the bed and pillows. I knew them well. Was this my room? Don't hold your breath just yet. Normally there wouldn't be anyone in my room besides me. Their presence made me spring wide awake. When I did that, pain shot through my entire body. Everything alright? Why are you here? I think you better just lie down for a bit. Why was she in my room? Blood began to surge through my muscles and my capillaries. But Rena's smile belonged to the Rena I knew well. Okay, supposedly it's just possession. Everyone just doesn't know anything that's happening actually all this time. But even me, and when she wasn't in that state, like literally knew about the needle soma, have fun with that. I knew I shouldn't let myself feel this way, but relaxed thinking that this version of Rena was safe. Why am I... Don't you remember? After losing consciousness, nothing at all. My body became more lethargic than I could ever imagined. I guess that would be the expected outcome after exerting everything I had back there. I tried to at least clear my head. Just couldn't shake the sluggish feeling out of my mind. I called the doctor. He should be here soon. I think you better just lie down until then. I wasn't injured seriously after Mary calling a doctor. It helps anyway. Also, Keiichi, for no particular reason, did you memorize what those people's faces were? You fought off against them really squarely. You know who to go to afterwards when you get healed up. But knowing that someone impartial was coming was slightly reassuring. Why am I here? I'm sure I was the damn site. That's what I want to know. What happened? When I got there, Keiichi-kun was already passed out. Don't you dare pull this whole thing off right now. That's why I'm the one who wants to know. I was attacked by two weirdos. As I talked about it, I finally remember what happened right before I passed out. Recalling that memory and the terror that went along with it caused the fogginess from my head to clear right up. Let's forget about those two for now. I didn't expect Rena, of all people, to be nursing me. I thought she was trying to kill me. She would have the perfect chance while I was unconscious. Only did she not kill me, she had nursed me back to health. Don't tell me this is a misery situation. Please tell me we're actually in our own room. Amazing you can drag me all the way back here. Wasn't I heavy? Looking at her delicate frame, it was hard to believe that she had not only got me back home, but even dragged me all the way up to the second floor. I think she got experience with that. Don't worry about it much. I think she used that baseball bat and other things like that way more than you probably had in just the 2 days of practice you had. Did she have some help? Don't you remember, Keiichi-kun? She appeared a bit surprised, but still kept her smile. Let me prop you up on my shoulder. Okay, who else is there? You said you could walk on your own and that you were fine. You don't remember? I didn't remember. Oh boy. My memory was fuzzy at the point where I lost consciousness. What about those two? Huh? We got there, Rena. The ones with me. Rather, those two guys. It wasn't anyone. She said it bluntly. The way she stated it felt slightly unpleasant. You're hiding something. You can't trust anyone. I was just too timid that time. I might have been able to force some answers out of her. But if I did that, then this kind Rena here might transform the scary Rena who I didn't know. Fearing that, I didn't press any further. Thinking about it, it was the obvious choice. If both those men were there, I don't think Rena would have even stood a chance. I couldn't find a way to explain it unless I assumed she brought me here after those two were already gone. Why even attack at all then? Was it like one of those people, like the person like hit you with a car all those, like, or tried to hit you with a car like a few days ago? She was still smiling. Her eyes sparkled warmly. Yet, I felt like I was hallucinating when I saw something akin to a shadow slowly creeping across her face. That small omen sent shivers down my spine. Well, Rina was still Rina. I need to make contact. I needed to contact Oishi-san. She stopped me when I tried to get out of bed. She said it would aggravate my wounds, so I should sleep. I like to go to the bathroom, though. Oh, sorry. She couldn't say anything else. Yes, good excuse. You're working to your advantage. When she stayed in my room, I quickly went downstairs to get the phone receiver in the living room. I approached the front door, the doorbell rang. Ding dong. Must have been the doctor Rena had called. It was strange for a patient to welcome the doctor was making a house call, go to the phone first, make the call, go answer the door. But it would be incredibly reassuring to have him there for the considerable time it would take Oishi-san to get here. I carelessly opened the door with that simple assumption, and regretted it almost instantly. But Mion? Oh, you look just fine. I heard you collapsed, so I came up to check on you. Can you meet up with Rena in my room, please? How did you know I collapsed? I heard from Rena over the phone. Do I need any reason other than that? I understood why she would call a doctor. But why Mion, too? Rena was ascending the stairs behind me. Rena, doesn't Kei-chan look pretty alright? She shouldn't be worried for nothing. That's true. I may be worried for nothing as well. They both began laughing. I wonder what state the parents are gonna find Keiichi in when he get home. Is this gonna be on bleeding out and just dead on the ground in the living room? Or maybe outside in his room? I guess we'll see. He appeared to be cheerful after, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there was a darkness looming over them. Whoa, what's up with this shoe rack? How did it get like this? The shoe rack I smashed to pieces have been like that since yesterday. I fell, you see. That's gonna be actually even more insane that they go back to be your friend group and they all know collectively that they could transform and like be possessed by Oyashiro-sama like at any point, any time. Oh god. Oh. At some point, Sanako's gonna get possessed. Then bye-bye, Rika. There goes that out of the way. It doesn't even matter, like, what motive is then anymore. It's just less important then. I fell, you see, and the bat I was holding at the same time slammed into it. This is what happens when you swing around something you're not used to handling. That's why I was practicing. I kept the fact that it was none of her business to myself. But leaving it like this will really startle your parents when they get home. Oh, I'll fix that for you later. Now come on, Kei-chan. The terminally ill need their rest. Come, back in bed, back in bed. Okay, there's no way you can actually somehow... Especially after the whole conversation you had with them, you overheard of me and talk about earlier, I'm assuming it's still today, you can't probably call Oishi right now. Both of them urged me up the stairs. I had no chance to call him. I was pushed into my bed. As it was the first time Mion had been in my room, she began searching around it intently. Oh boy. She fiddled around my room and was scolded by Irina. You can imagine how it went. It was uncomfortable having my room poked around, but the conversation was so benign that it was heartwarming. During that innocent conversation, Mion said something as though it was perfectly ordinary. Rina, did you call the director? Yep. After I called Michan. He said he'd be right over. Director? That out-of-place word gave me a bad feeling. Oh my god, it's not even a real doctor. I already figured this. She called a doctor, then called Mion. I thought she called Mion first, then a doctor. That she called a director? Why? Who was this director? Since the conversation was so peaceful, it only felt slightly odd. What are you two talking about? Who's this director? Oh, hi. Don't you know, Kei-chan? We mean the director when we say director. Don't break the fourth wall. Hi. Like the director of a movie. Or like a foreman of a construction site. Okay. I dug through all my memories for a director who might have who had business with me. Only one thing came to mind. What she had just said. The construction site foreman. Oh god, they actually hid him this whole time? They hid his presence in the town. He's actually been around this whole time. He never fled town. He literally just hid in someone's house. Because the whole village, oh god. The very first victim, the first incident, just remember the damn construction site, the foreman? But that was strange. He was supposed to be dead. There's no way they would call him. I don't understand what you guys are talking about. What does the director have to do with me? You said he was coming. Did you mean to my house? No, he's here to come to possess you. I asked one obvious question after another. All the two of them did was smile coolly at each other. Yeah, you're screwed. There's a huge difference between how the two of them appeared and how my suspicions were playing out. Slowly, I felt discomfort and panic going up inside me. I couldn't understand what Rena and Mion were talking about. Kei-chan, you got into baseball lately, haven't you? Pretty sure the director would be happy to hear that. So who is this director? The director's the director. So who is this director? They looked at each other and laughed haughtily. The disturbing cackle unpleasantly resounded around me. I can't think of a good way how to get out of this. You've been choked out. You've been running for a while. I don't know how you can get out of this at all. My brain is mush. Yeah, you muck it up, laugh it off. Nyuk, 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 yuck, yuck, yuck. That laugh, long enough to be unsettling, ended abruptly. Face. No. Oh yeah, we should finish up before the director comes. You remember, don't you, Kei-chan? Her face is laughing, but Mion's eyes told a different story. Remember what? Keiichi-kun. Oh, had he forgotten, I wonder? About the penalty. He's been literally strangled. You found him unconscious. What do you fucking mean about a penalty? About the penalty. Did you really forget? The homework with the mochi? The homework where you're supposed to guess which one Rena made? You forgot about that homework, didn't you? I certainly did have that homework. Oh, God. I had thrown away the rest of the mochi after I found out the sewing needle. So I wasn't able to answer which one Rena made. Penalty for that? Why now? No doubt my question was written all over my face. The answer to my question was a dry laughter. You can only make heads or tails of anything. You're gonna think this entire day was somehow insane. It's more than insane, but there's no word to describe it right now, so... Strange. Incomprehensible. Being chased by Rena. Attacked by strange men. The penalty me and Rena were talking about now. What were these two laughing at? It took that long for me to realize I'd been dragged into an abnormal situation. Who were these two? Who were these people? Who were these doppelgangers of Rena and Mion? Rena had gone behind me at some point. Why was she pinning my arms behind my back? What are you doing? Don't move. Yeah, I literally I can't think of any way how you get out of this, properly. Keiichi, they'll just rough you up, you'll be kept alive until next year as per tradition, as per the cult, as per the gods' wishes. You can never escape, you can never leave, you can never think differently than the rest of the village. This is your penalty. My body was already very sluggish. Arena pinning my arms made it that much harder to move. I seriously tried to struggle, but she wouldn't even budge. My panic began to well up, as this was well beyond the realm of jokes and pleasantries. The freakishly monstrous strength would have been impossible for the Rena that I knew. Then these thin, frail arms grasped me firmly. Whose arms were they? Possession. Kei-chan, no struggling. Okay, possession of multiple people. Makes sense. Club rule number... Doesn't matter which one. Yeah, because you make them up on the fly. You can't fight against the penalty. Mion, no. That thing that looks like Mion. What's a good name? Mayon. She spoke to me like how Mion would speak to me. But I was certain this was not Mion. Someone who wasn't Mion. Someone just pretended to be Mion. I need to finish this up before the director comes. She fished into her pockets and pulled out something bizarre. I could tell what it was just looking at it. But for such a thing to be in her pocket, my mind wouldn't accept it. What is that? It was a small syringe. It was a small, clear syringe, the kind a doctor might use if you want them if you went to them with a high fever. Drugs? Sulfurics? Anesthetic? What are you trying to do here? Rena held me even tighter. I could hear the clattering laughter that no longer sounded like laughter breaking into my ear. It's not laughter anymore. It's just heavy breathing. It's the sound of the Higurashi's crying. It's literally just everything. It's everywhere. It's the only thing you can't hear now. You know, something like the Rena I knew could ever produce from her own throat. This thing that was pretending to be Rena, was this their real laugh? Unable to defend myself, the syringe Mion was holding drew closer. And that needle tip was waved in front of my face countless times. Don't worry, don't worry. It won't hurt. It won't hurt. What are you planning on doing? What kind of sick joke is this? What are you saying, Kei-chan? You know exactly what's going on, don't you? About what? I don't understand any of this at all. You haven't been saying anything. You haven't explaining anything at all. I know you know. I'm just playing a fool this late in the game. Stop talking nonsense and try and confuse me. You're going to have done to you what happened to Tomataki-san. The marker? The syringe? What? Same as him? I don't understand what she meant. That's just another thing, like, it's being dragged out for so long. What did that have to do with this syringe? You're playing dumb, Keiichi-kun. You should have realized it by now. You guys are just repeating the same things over and over again. I wonder. Just say what you mean. Now. She whispered in my ear, lasting if to admonish me. Even the way she spoke was repulsive beyond compare. Playing dumb? Me? About what? What do you mean the same as Tomataki-san? Everyone thought at first that it was a hit and run. So when the officer got close to check if he was still alive, he soon noticed that wasn't a normal situation. His throat was scratched out. But there was no drugs in his system. From a knife or something? No. Nails. Nails? Nails and fingernails? Those gouged through? That's right. He clawed his own throat with his own nails and died. There's no way someone could die like that. But the toxicology report revealed nothing. What is this drug meant to be for anything like that? Another elaborate suicide? So then for that to happen... We thought drugs were to blame, but nothing that nature was detected. Oh, that's right. The police didn't find any drugs in Tomataki-san's system. Then what is this syringe? The police told me they didn't find any drugs in his body. Q. Two of them laughed together without sickening laughter. It's untraceable. Of course they'd laugh. To assume that such a medicine didn't exist because the police didn't know about it was completely foolish. The drug that caused him to die in such a bizarre manner did exist? If she injected this into me, then that would probably be all the proof I needed. It basically mean I ended the same as Tomataki-san. But against the tradition! You gotta go with tradition, though! Become hysterical, stretching at my throat my last moments and die? For such an outrageous drug to exist? For Mion to be holding it, and that was to be injected with it. At that moment, I did not feel there was any need whatsoever to question it. What kind of idiot was trying to dodge a ball flying straight for his face is trying to think of a reason as to why it's flying at him. Just give up. Alright then. Mian's action lacked any gravitas that made it even more terrifying. There was none of the ceremony like when someone is sentenced to death. There was no hesitation at all as you were brushing your teeth. She reached out with one hand and grabbed at my chest. You're gonna put it in. Oh my god! I felt like electricity runs by the back of my head. The entire world had gone dark. Did I stand up too fast? Or did someone hit me really hard in the back of the head? I lost my sense of balance. This was by a wave of dizziness. I seize. It's just one bad thing after another happening until until that then, huh? I squatted down for a bit. When I came back to my senses, my entire room had changed drastically. Oh, you're still alive, Keiichi. Okay, good. That's good. Okay, that's good. Jesus, but like, they again, they injected you in the goddamn heart, like in the chest. God, that skews me out. Oh, okay. Oh no, I see that orange hue. Don't tell me the whole house is burning on fire now. The numbness in my head was gone, and slowly, I could tell blood was flowing to my extremities again. Oh, I thought you were bleeding out. I was like, oh god. How long had I been squatting here? Like, were you unconscious and squatting, or like, did they prop you up like that? How many minutes? Or has it been hours? It was almost as if the hands on the clock had stopped moving the entire time my hands were closed. That's how little time had passed. Well, looky there. There's no hands on that clock, so there's no time at all. Use your timey-wimey powers. Another clock's there, just like they don't put the hands on, so they don't have to worry about it for continuity details. But still, it's funny. Really? The air in the room wasn't filled with that madness from before. Only a dull silence. And also, Higurashi. Don't forget about that. Rina wasn't there pinning my arms, and Mion wasn't there about to inject me with a needle. Like, where were they? Like, the director's, like, they said that the director's coming, and quote unquote, a doctor. So, where did they go? Who is it gonna be? Honestly. No way. Could it be? All of it was a hallucination? I swear to God, don't do this to me right now. There was no other presence in the room besides my own, and this like burning mattress I'm sleeping on. Or futon, technically. It was the weirdest experience I've ever had. I was certainly with Rina and Mion. I doubted my sanity for a moment, but I was also seized with some sort of comfort. I guess that terrible ordeal was a hallucination. Neither Rina nor Mion, they wouldn't ever do something so terrible. My head grew hot. Please don't go back to Stockholm Syndrome, please, Keiichi. I could tell my emotions were welling up. Why? That wasn't a reason to cry. Why? My first thought is, maybe, like, oh god, that's gonna be terrible, but, like, just see if you get, like, I guess, injected anywhere in your chest, like, see a needle hole or something like that, god. Like, doctors put, like, bandages on top of that, so that means there must be something they had to heal, right? It was sorrow. Oh yeah, when are your parents coming back? They said we're gonna be here by night. Why was I sad? I don't understand. I don't understand. Kind to everyone, not discriminating against age or gender. Mion. That Mion was sprawled by the window in a natural pose. What? Blood stained her deep red from her head down to her chest. What? The bright crimson smeared on the walls. That splatter had undoubtedly come from Mion. She always had that bright smile, and was kind to me from the day I transferred. Rina. That same Rina was slumped at my feet. Was making the same pool of blood as Mion. I couldn't comprehend what had happened. Did someone come to save me? And they left you here with the dead bodies. Okay. Then they beat these two down? With this metal bat? or in a rage, you just managed to knock him out somehow, or this is another hallucination. I finally noticed the weight in my right hand. How long had it been there? Or they yes, it was Satoshi's metal bat. But like, this someone just come in here, you take the bat to him, I kill it, and just like, I killed these people like to save him, this boy from the torture he had, like breaking into his house. But I'll frame him for the murder. It was covered in deep red. There was no doubt that this was the weapon used to mutilate both of them. And I was holding the weapon. Your fingerprints are everywhere now. I was the only person in the house. Yeah, this is gonna be bad for you no matter what. They died in your room. The bat was something you've been carrying for days on end. Yay. Looking at this objectively, I couldn't think of anyone other than myself who could have done it. My first question is exactly how and why, especially with is that syringe anywhere nearby? And how did you actually escape their grip? From being pinned with your arms like behind your back and me on like right there. This syringe was actually used as a marker pen instead, not to inject, but to just spill the water onto your shirt. Nothing bad like that. It's a new artistic project of writing. Calligraphy? How about water calligraphy? Medical. I did this? That's right. Keiichi Maebara. Well, might as well change your name and run away like that one of the construction workers. Continue the cycle. Go full circle mode. Of course I did it. I told myself gently, as if coaxing myself. Hey, me? There's no reason for you to remember it, nor is there a need to regret it. Eat or be eaten. Why label like that? Well, it's kill or be killed. Don't go into cannibalism right now. You get that, don't you? But the blood, there's so much. Neither Rena nor Mion had moved an inch. It's another practical joke of theirs. It wasn't just a split forehead and a trickle of blood. Nothing that simple. The entire room was splattered with red, and that told me it didn't end with just 2 or 3 strikes. Are they dead? Check their pulse then. Both of them? The depths of my mind were calm. On the surface, I was panicking and agitated. That's interesting in duality. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. What happened to your usual calm self? Come on now. Do like you always do. Throw your head back and take a deep breath. Come on. Once. Twice. Breathe deeply. Calm down. Calm down. I chanted it over and over in my head and relaxed. Now you got color back into your life. Color came back to my vision, and smells reinfused the air. At the same time, I remembered what happened when I blacked out. Oh, we're literally doing another flashback, okay. Rina and Mion had attacked me. They were about to inject me with whatever caused the same symptoms as Tomotaki-san. But right before that happened, I fought back. I twisted my whole body and threw Rina as she was pinning my arms. Then I followed through with my spin and ran my foot as hard as I could into Mion's torso. It was soft. Rina tried jumping on me, so I tackled her as hard as I could and slammed her against the wall. I didn't let that brief moment of having them off balance slip by. Satoshi's bat that was left carelessly by the side of my desk. Weep. Weep. At that moment, everything went pitch black. There was nothing recorded past this point that videotaped my mind. The fact that you put it like that, and along with that tip section, just makes me feel like the curse, or like they're going completely purely supernatural instead of just just like the only thing I think of just pure insanity. Just your memories are being manipulated now. Oh boy, no, that wasn't right. It wasn't that there was nothing recorded. It was recorded just fine. Just the other me inside myself had told me not to look, and I turned off the TV. Okay, so the curse is getting to you then. Just because the screen had gone black and I couldn't see it, didn't mean that the videotape within me hadn't recorded it. What are you doing with the bat? The TV was just off. The video was still playing. Oh, that's you having fun with them desecrating their bodies, smacking him. Yeah. The tape within me, creaking along, still playing. On the other end of that pitch black screen, the horrifying video was still playing on. Compared to this, though, the scene right before my eyes, was still so difficult to take in. Those blood splattered everywhere on the walls. The two of them in these unnatural poses, assuming all the walls on the other end of the room. Jesus. Not a sign of from them. You know, that actually, it's not weird thinking about it because they made it the exact point to show the mochi in the wall for like a split frame before moving on, and there's no, I guess, blood for this scene. Unless like they said like they're propping against the window, so it's literally just behind this perspective. I couldn't even tell if they were breathing. No matter what the circumstances were, my friends, these girls, I had attacked them. Well, if they really are dead, then you really exactly shouldn't blame yourself. And honestly, if I was in a situation of death threats and like also that Sadako and Rika are honestly doing the same thing, and like it is true the whole rest of the town is actually ready to literally just kill you at a moment's notice and like hates you and all that. It's probably better you go actually get arrested instead of like live in this town even more. Although the curse happens even more, you the curse will like spring up like a mental illness or quote unquote one when you get away from here. Yay, you're stuck here no matter what. Nuke the place, nuke the town. I may have even killed them. But if I hadn't done this, I would have been the one done for. Balancing that out on an imaginary scale, it felt odd that I'd even feel bad about it. Well, here's what you need to do. Look for the syringe, and if you can find it, immediately call the police. And then they can test out the syringe contents, and you just say like you protect yourself and like either made them unconscious or killed them in self-defense because of the syringe and all the massive threats. The police can actually make a inquiry and like look into searching that needle in the trash can. You talk to Oshi-san, and everything could sort itself out. You still go to jail and you need some therapy because of all this, like after weeks and like days of this happening, so it's kind of win-win almost. Bouncing it out on an imaginary scale, it felt odd that I had even feel bad about it. Even if it was a bit excessive, this was justifiable self-defense. Just the fact that you still feel bad about it is still a good sign, actually, honestly. The proof was all here. The two of them collapsed here and me on syringe. Okay, that's good. Me on syringe full of some unknown drug would certainly solve the mystery surrounding the incident with Toмотaki-san. And from the fact that both of these two are involved, they'd be able to pick out the criminals one after the other. Still, I might be suspected for this. Oh boy, you're gonna go down this route. But that was just fine. Okay. Anyway, now this should be a police affair. This wouldn't fade into darkness like Rina's past incidents. As long as the police were involved, that should bring this to a close. Well, as long as Oshi doesn't have anything else to bring up, and the director's still gonna come. So my first thought is go downstairs, lock the door, make the phone call, and wait it out. Like, and if someone knocks on the door, just make sure who it is first. Talk to them through the door, like you did with Rina all those times ago, and continue on as normal. They'll probably revisit their investigation, the chain of incidents. Plus, also the Sonozakis are like do have sway in the police, like even for other prefectures and towns and districts. Oshi-san would definitely get to the bottom of it. The game is making a clear point that Oshi like has completely nothing to gain for like hiding the incidents, but like for some reason my brain keeps going down to there's something he wants to get out of this. There's something wrong with him. It just feels, that's how it feels like anyway. Meaning my wish of not wanting to die, of wanting to know the truth, that would be fulfilled in its most basic form by killing my friends as as nature apparently decreed it so far. God damn it, that's dark. It was all a matter of time now. The Dr. Rena called should be getting here soon. Yeah, lock the door. I'll confess everything to him. I wouldn't trust the doctor. I needed to contact Oishi-san. You look up and he's in the doorway. At that moment, I remembered. Oh, the sirens. Besides the doctor, a director had been called. Yeah, just from the sound of it, and they didn't even mention who they are. I wouldn't trust either of them at this point, honestly. I mean, if they were literally willing to like tell you like a doctor and director is coming, and then like putting a syringe to you, they have full complete confidence. It seems like that either they can get away with what they're doing, or they're in on it. And based on everything that's happened at this point, I would go with them making sure the worst case scenario doesn't happen. It was easy to imagine that they were someone deeply involved with the incidents, judging from Rena and Mion's conversation. The ache in my chest, caused by the gruesome deed I'd done, dissipated rapidly. It was not over yet. Yeah. It was better that you calm yourself down a bit from all this this escapade. I'm just gonna assume they're unconscious though. This place is no longer safe. I wonder how, like, if you run and, like, go into the city by the train or whatever like that, your parents come home and just see the bloody mess in your room. It's like, what the hell is going on? They probably think that Keiichi's a serial killer or something. Stay calm, Keiichi Maebara. Or, like, well, honestly, they think that something bad happened to him, honestly. That's really it from his conversation. Stay calm, Keiichi Maebara. It's not over yet. I need to live long enough to tell the police of this incident. At that moment, I felt like I heard someone's voice from outside. Keep the bat. Better yet, wipe the bat off and, come downstairs. Since people were speaking, it must mean there was more than one person. I moved the curtain ever so slightly and peered outside. It was a bizarre sight. About 4 or 5 grown men were all gathered at the gate. They were very much resembled the 2 men who assaulted me at the dam site today. This is why I call the police right now immediately. Those 2 might even be among them. Okay, so it happened so fast you didn't quite remember their faces. Oh boy, that's even worse. There was one person there wearing a white coat. Hi. But he didn't look like a doctor at all. Yeah, okay, so it's a village conspiracy. My gut told me he was in disguise, only posing as a doctor. That guy would probably ring the bell and get me to open the front door. Pretend to be a doctor to get me to open the door, and then the rest of them would all rush in at once. At that moment, I saw the car parked behind the men. My heart nearly skipped a beat. Oh, it's Oichi's car. Nice. The white van. Oh, it's something else then. White van. No mistaking it. That van, the one that tried to run me down? Okay, so that was actually happening. Okay, so the paranoia is at its peaks. The man in the white coat entered the gate and headed towards the front door. Is the front door locked? The rest of the men hid in the bushes and watched. I probably couldn't pretend that I wasn't home. Undoubtedly, they just break the window and enter, lock the door, and immediately call the police. I need to get out of here somehow. Call the police and then grab the bat and make a run for it somewhere. Then use a public phone to contact Oishi-san. Then meet up somewhere. First of all, I need a weapon. Then shoes. The shoes. No, I left my shoes by the front door. Oh no. Before all that, there was one thing I had to do. I had no intention of dying. I'd live and reveal the truth of this nonsensical curse of Oyashiro-sama. What happened to me, Ron? Regardless of how determined I was, may bring about my demise. And that was why. There was one more thing more important than getting out of here right now. Are you gonna put a note on? I need to get the clock out quickly and take the note hidden behind it. Damn it, why are you taking the note exactly? The tape was sticking to it fast. It'd be fine if it was torn a little. I opened up the slightly torn note and began writing other passages with a ballpoint pen. Oh, you're adding to it. I was gonna like completely and utterly like just start going on a rant again if you're just like, no, I'll take it with me, and if I find me with my dead body on it, then they'll know the truth. Yeah, no, just stop. Just stop right there, Keiichi. You've been smart so far. If I wasn't able to inform Oshi-san, the only thing I could rely on was this note. I never thought a piece of torn, college-ruled notebook paper could be this reliable before. Journals. They come and save us all. I had no time. I only write what I knew right now. I need to leave some sort of information that would lead them to uncover the truth. Rina and Mion are conspirators of the perpetrators. This was an undeniable fact. By this point, I still don't want to believe it. And if they aren't, then they've just been driven to insanity, which either way, no matter what way you look at it, they're just dangerous, so just still put it down. But it was a fact. Anyway, I'd leave all the information that would help lead them to find the perpetrators. There are 4 or 5 adults, maybe more. They have a white van. That was everything I was able to see from the window. There may be more. Also, there's that unidentified person known as the director. Begin with, the term director didn't even mesh with Hinamizawa at all. So like there's no businesses, anything around there that you actually recognize from like having a tour around the place that comes to mind. Even like a term the director, like I'm having trouble even think about what would be another thing that associated with director besides filmmaking. The only thing that comes to mind would just be like how they put as the construction foreman director, but like even then that doesn't really entirely mesh well. So if they were going to include directors from the past incidents, then the only one is the construction foreman, the victim to the first murder. The very first victim in the chain of incidents. Killed in a lynching, his body divided into 6 pieces. His right arm was never discovered. The police should have confirmed that death. But Rina and Mion did both call him director. They said director. Are you implying he's supposed to be alive at those points? So, like, they're faking murders and all that, and actually... But at the same time, like, does that mean, like, the police is, like, working with them and, like, supplying false information? Like, that seems weird. They wouldn't use the term to refer to someone who was dead. The police had never even conceived that someone who was deceased could be involved. Could that be some sort of oversight? I didn't know. So, like, a construction foreman who was on the site who was actually preparing to, like, do the dam project to, like, bulldoze over everything in Hinamizawa was working with the people who killed them in a weird roundabout way. I guess depending on how serious, I guess, like, the government was trying to get the dam project going, it just feels like the village then would just be more crazy than than thought, like, before. Because, like, I felt like this whole dam incident was making everyone, like, more crazily united after that. Or when the protests got so heated, they decided to go with this. That's actually kind of insane. I didn't know. But even if I didn't know, it could be a big hint for Oishi-san. That's right. They need to start fresh in the first incident. It wasn't just a simple dismemberment. That started this string of mysterious deaths that would follow. So then, there must be something hidden there. Please reinvestigate the victim from the dismemberment incident. He's alive. Put down reading on me, like, mentioned director. His death should have been established after an autopsy. Logically, you would think as much. But was that really the case? Oh yeah, his body was dismembered. Okay, now you're putting it that way. His body dismembered. Did he actually verify if those pieces were him? And, like, well, the right arm was missing, but would the head be to that guy? Well, the head would, like, verify it unless it was dismembered, like, to that extreme extent. Like, I know there's a whole thing of, like, dental records can be found, like, to all that, but, like, it depends on how much the body was dismembered. Could have been some sort of ploy that they were even able to see the police with? I shouldn't jump to conclusions, but still, it's fine to look into it. Just put down, they mentioned the director, but he still may be alive. I had no time to ponder that right now. Ding dong bing bong, everybody. Oh yeah! There's something even more important I need to write. Oh, are you just writing this in a complete frenzy as the doctor just slowly walking to the door? Tomataki-san's death was from an unknown drug. That's right. That drug was an irreplaceable piece of evidence. Also write down a Rion me or like inject me with some unknown syringe. No doubt, just by having this, everything will be uncovered. I couldn't just leave the vital clue lying on the floor. This syringe is proof. Run it down. I stuck the syringe into the back of the clock with plenty of tape. Okay, that's actually really good. Wow, okay. There's actually space behind the clock as well for that? Holy shit, that's resourceful. So it absolutely would not slip out and fall to the floor. Firmly. Firmly. Bing bong. Ding dong, ding dong. It's the bell of fate. That bell rang. They were here. I couldn't write anymore. But even still, there was one last thing I had to write. I have no idea why he's become like this. This may be the closest thing to the truth out of everything I wrote in this note. Yeah, exactly. Even though death threats abound and everything like that, and everything's going crazy, no idea why it's come to this at all. If you're reading this, then I'm probably already dead. Though you may or may not find my body. I was gonna write out everything that could happen. Either dying from the curse, or being demoned away. You, who are reading this, please uncover the truth. That is my only desire. Okay, that's nice. With this, my last will and testament was complete. That's sounds like someone who might die would say. You've been having those death flags forever. It wasn't certain that I was gonna die. That's what someone who thinks they're not gonna die is gonna say. But it was my final plea, just in case. I folded the note, stuck it back into the back of the clock, and returned the clock back to its usual spot. Its old missing hands. I couldn't help but pray. Oishi-san, if something happens to me, I leave the rest to you. After that, I gazed down silently at Rina and Mion. Oh yeah, if they knew the whole time you were writing this down, and like they could have been faking to be unconscious and saw you do all that, like through them, keep their eyelids open. Yay. This was probably the last time we'd ever see each other. Well, things go according to plan anyway. Rina, Mion, I really thought all of us were friends. But why did it end up like this? Never had any fun in my previous school. I only worried about standardized test scores, about the school I hoped to get into was where I really wanted to go, or a safety net. That was all I talked about. It was a dull life. The people I called friends were also my rivals in studying and competitions and personal records and standardized test scores. Everyone here taught me how unhealthy that lifestyle was. This month was really fun. Making a fuss over lunch, making a fuss over the club, and making a fuss over the festival. Something hot being dripped in my face. Yeah, I kind of figured. Oh god. Uncontrollable tears. I should have no obligation to shed tears for them. They wouldn't stop. Even if they were after my life. Even if they were trying to kill me. Everything that happened this month, I wouldn't forget it. Hey, call the police. Or could it be those happy days were all a facade as well? It depends, honestly. They seem to be having just as much fun, honestly. And even if it was all a facade, take it, like, if you survive, take it. Just take the good with the bad. Even if it seems like it, just the feelings you got from it were real, and take that with you. And just don't dwindle on the negativity of it. Like, don't deny it didn't happen, but take the good with it. Was it all a trap? Meticulously orchestrated up until today? To ensnare me? I don't actually buy that part. They actually probably didn't even want to. It feels like the only reason they started attacking you and like suspecting you and all that was just because it's like literally because you're getting closer to like figuring out what you're actually doing. And unless like Sadako and Rika were like involved with it, they probably are the same position as you. Although they were just direct victims. Oh boy. Could have been that I had just arbitrarily assumed that they were my friends. I'm pretty sure everyone in your position would think the same way, honestly. couldn't have been the case. Both Rina and Mion, really were my friends. Those happy days, there was nothing fake or unclear about them. Yeah. Someone probably forced them to try to kill me. Or their minds are taken over, possessed by the supernatural entity known as Oyashiro-sama. Regardless, both Rina and Mion, they were the best friends ever. And when they were coming after me, it wasn't of their own volition. But they weren't the kind of people to stop their friends, no matter what means were employed to force them. And there was no way such a thing as being possessed by Oyashiro-sama could happen in reality. Then, did the real Rina and Mion come after me? I don't think you should keep dwelling on this right now. What was I thinking? What a silly, dumb idea. Having beaten down both Rina and Mion, I'm gonna keep assuming to unconsciousness. You just didn't check their pulse. I was still debating if they were the real ones or fakes. There was no real or fake. Like, literally, it's a good point of mentioning this. People have lots of different facades, and like, doesn't mean exactly it's a fake version of you. It's literally just a different side of yourself you show off. Literally, just another way to put it is you talk differently to your parents, you talk differently to your friends, you talk differently to, you know, your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's literally just that. You just show a different side of yourself. It's not entirely a facade. You just don't want, you know, to overlap them with each other. It just, by your own means, whether it's just for, like, manipulation or that, it's still a part of you. It's still real. Only the reality that was before me. Rina and Mion were sprawled at my feet. That was the only truth. Well, for right now. I was only trying to twist the facts to my benefit. That being my friends to death. Oh, that's where you're trying to die. Okay. No matter how I spun it, it wouldn't change reality. Rina and Mion were both dead. Okay, so you're trying to rationalize you actually attacking them. Yeah, okay. I felt like there was a crack in the dam of strained emotions I was holding back. It felt like my calm state, which was nothing more than a bluff, had receded. In the opening, insanity was leaking out. Now I'm just imagining, like I doubt it, but like I'm just finding it funny if the doctor was truly like actually an actual doctor and just like coming in like, so are you doing a fine, Kate? Why are you crying, Keiichi? I'm just really sick. Okay, drop that little zipper. I killed them. Rina and Mion. I killed them. The doorbell rang again. I was expecting it to. Pick up zipper. I need to fiddle with something. The unrelenting echo pulled me back into a state of composure once again, echoing and echoing. I didn't have a moment to spare. Quickly, I needed to get away. I didn't want to die. I would uncover everything after that. The identity, whoever or whatever had pushed me this far. Even had to drink mud and eat grass. I would survive. I would survive. I would definitely survive. I killed Rina for that very reason. I also killed Mion for that very reason. I went that far just to keep living. So I can't die. For my sake, and for the sake of the late Rina and Mion, I have to survive. Why is this kid not answering? Ding dong, bing bong. I ran towards the door, grabbed my shoes. Doorbell rang again, as the urged me on. Behind the single, solitary door, they were there. Keeping quiet, I headed towards the kitchen. Head towards the back door. Before opening the back door, I put my ear to it and checked for people outside. No one? If everyone was by the gate or hid in the bushes, then... After I put on my shoes, I opened the door slowly so as not to make a sound. There he is! The back door! God damn it! A piercing voice echoed out. You'd probably be better if you he called the police right then and there. I don't know how far away the dining room would be to the front door, but I'm just leaving something out there as a call for help first and then making a run for it would be great. That voice stabbed through me, setting my hair on end. I had to run. Get out of here, Keiichi. Oh god, this way again. Okay, you're doomed. One after the other, I felt stuff like rationale, intelligence, those things you use when you have time to spare, spill out of me. I didn't feel any pain from the branches scratching my arms and forehead. My autonomously pulsing heart also felt neither fatigue nor pain. My entire being just wished to live. Yeah, the adrenaline speaking. There was nothing else it desired. It probably had no complaints whatsoever. I'm pretty sure if your mind was still working properly, it wouldn't have no complaints either, no matter what. So of course I wouldn't feel fatigue. Oh boy, what is this place? I just ran. Just recklessly rushed in the direction I was already heading. Even if nobody was chasing after me, I would still be running like this. There wasn't a thought in my mind about where I was headed. Turning around, I felt a presence right next to me. That presence was, without a doubt, chasing me like a shadow. If I took even one misstep, I would be devoured. That's what I thought. I also next thought you probably should have grabbed a knife from the kitchen as well to put in your pocket. Long range weapon bat, short range weapon and knife. If you get knocked down, reach into pocket, stab, slice, stib. So I didn't turn around. I didn't stop. I ran at full speed. Where will you end up? Oh god. You're heading back towards the scrapyard. That was the chirping of the Higurashi telling me it was evening. Trying to tell me something. And then I finally heard it. The wailing cry of the victims who didn't make it. Would I be joining them? Oh boy. Oh my, there's like a lot of different scenes for the woods. That's actually kind of that's artistically dreadful. Only the Higurashi knew. They knew everything. They definitely knew. So, I ran towards where I could hear more of the Higurashi's chirps. Tell me, victims, where should I go? But the farther I ran, the farther away the children became. I couldn't get near them. They kept getting quiet every time you run towards them. Why are you all running away? Okay, your mind is going paranoid still. It makes sense completely why you're completely bloodshot at this point of like everything that happened so quick succession to leaving school this morning. Everything is going to complete and utter insanity. It makes sense for the small decision you do, and also, oh my, was it my fault? Was I the one to blame? Then I'll apologize. Oh boy, I think I pretty would have forgotten all about that I would have forgotten all about the opening scene until like someone brought it up in the comments. Just then I'll apologize. That forgive someone who keeps apologizing no matter what they've done. I'm sorry. 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 Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I felt that only the Higurashi knew. That's the end of that section, okay. Oh my. We still going. Do you still actually hear the adults like running right behind you, actually? Chased by Shadows achievement. What? Oh boy, the police station. The smoking room was filled with a cloud of cigarette smoke. The expensive smoke filter gave off some crackly electric noise, but it didn't seem like it was doing anything at all. Why do smokers have to be shoved so far down this corridor where the sun didn't even reach? Because I don't think normal people want to be like subjected to secondhand smoke. I mean, that's I don't know if like there's if I'm like well from the sound of it like there's a lot of like smoking sections and like separate rooms like different place and like I keep hearing that like seeing that prospect of like here's a smoking section like like other Japanese media one or a few times. I recalled hearing the tax revenue from tobacco is about a tenth of the municipality's revenue. We're the most heavily taxed members of this municipality, so I really wish they'd show us a little more respect. Oh, hi, I'm a new person. Why would you discard the 5 manzu there? Just decreasing your options. Manzu. One of the younger detectives was having a staring contest with a Mahjong magazine called Next Turn, because it's going to be your turn next. You're still in Tenpai if you cut the 5 Manzu. You're betting on high tide, then shouldn't you be going into it with a Mangan? Kuma-chan, look at the pond. The old discard of 5 Manzu is a safe tile. I have no idea about the rules for this game for Mahjong, so everything in this is going completely over my head. Completely over my head. You hate if, at endgame, someone's sitting on 10 paw in the last turn, wouldn't you? The kid let out another groan, put out a cigarette, and took another one. I just don't agree. Why would you reduce your own options? Strategy. By the way, you can't call Ron with your winning tile in the high tie. What? Why is that? Just then, I heard a voice coming down the hall. Are you here, Oshi-san? You have a call from a civilian. Oh. Whoa, ain't that something? Well, see you soon. Why can't you call Ron? Oh my god. Hold on for a second, Oshi-san. Well, too bad. The man sitting in the seat Ochi-san was heading towards waved to the telephone receiver. Outside line. From a payphone. Oh boy. Oh, why thank you. So to keep you waiting, this is Oishi. Who is it? Oishi-san? Hello? If it isn't Maebara-san. Why, good evening. The tone of Maebara-kun's voice, I already knew he was in a predicament. This was the first time Maebara-kun had phoned me. He was calling from a payphone. Please calm down. Okay, you actually managed to get somewhere safe. Like, are you still in Hinamizawa, or are you outside town? The details matter, please. Please calm down. Did something happen? Well, it was just erratic over the line. He completely lost a sense of composure. And checking that nobody else could hear, I prompted him to a hushed tone. What happened? Calm down, Maebara-san. I can have the local officers head to your location. I'll be there soon too. I think that's impossible. His voice is quivering and hoarse. He wasn't surrounded by people even when he was making this call, was he? Oh my. Maebara-san, you're calling from a payphone right now, right? Where is that payphone? There were no other sounds besides Maebara-kun's voice. Heavy a phone booth. That's actually even more terrifying if literally the phone call is literally just the one thing that's making everyone stop of like not making a sound. They're all surrounded the phone booth and like this is literally only his last like lifeline legitimately. Oh my god. Because anything heard over the phone of their voice could have placed them as part of it. I scratched a note and thrust it at my colleague sitting across from me. Hinamizawa, phone booth. He understood quickly and hastily started on the internal lines. Calm down, Maebara-san. What is your current situation? It was best practice to avoid flustering someone panicking, but this was an urgent case. Maebara-kun didn't just get in trouble, get away, then call me. He was in the midst of something dangerous right now. But yelling at Maebara-kun right now would just needlessly cause him to be even more frantic. Maebara-kun wasn't just calling to seek help. He was trying to tell us something more than that. Whatever that was, if I didn't get it from this call, I was certain there would never be another chance. My colleague pushed a note in front of me. There's only one booth in Hinamizawa. A patrol car is in the way. There's only one payphone. Oh my god. 5 minutes. 5 minutes? That's too long. How many officers are in there? 2. Not enough. If it was I imagine, there were likely quite a few people surrounding Maebara-kun. 5 minutes is too long. Did you call the officer station in Hinamizawa? He's scheduled to be on patrol. They're currently out and it'll be impossible to contact them. God damn. Kuma-chan, bring the car around. Understood. Okay. Hello? Oishi-san? Hello. It's alright. I can hear you loud and clear. Oh my god. Jesus. There was something wrong with Maebara-kun. He's panting so hard. That was a normal coughing sound. Vomiting? Oh god, he's retching. Or was it blood? Oh no. Had he been attacked? Was he injured? Maebara-san, the police are on their way. They'll be there in a couple of minutes, so hold on somehow. Hello? Can you hear me? Maebara-san! I could hear on the other end of the line that he was having a coughing fit. The worst possible situation popped in my head. Okay, Keiichi, you're dead. Maebara-san! Who is the culprit? How many are there? I thought at first the culprit was human. Okay. I couldn't tell if that was a cough or vomiting. Are you alright? Maebara-san! I thought that the culprit was a person and not Oyashiro-sama's curse. Up until right now. But I guess in the end... There's a tense bout of coughing, then vomiting. But I guess Oyashiro-sama does exist. What happened during the chase to the phone booth made you start thinking this way? If, like, literally all the people were chasing after you have the same exact expression? Or, like, the same, almost, mannerisms entirely? No, he's... here. Maebara-san, please, just calm down. I've been thinking it was strange for a while now. It's been following me this whole time. I run and run and run and run. It just sticks to me like my shadow. But slowly, it's so slowly, it's digging itself to my back. Maebara-san, are they right now, perhaps right behind you? Behind me. Right behind me. Please, Maebara-san, tell you're scared, but please, who is it that's right behind you? I can't just look behind me. If I do, I'll... I understand that you're scared, but please tell me. You just need to turn around a bit. Who is it? Who's behind you, Maebara-san? After I said that, I can hear him vomiting intensely. Oh my god. What followed was a nightmarish sound. Maebara-san, it could be that you're clawing at your own throat. There's no answer. Oh my god. Oh boy. You're having this whole thing without even any drugs in your system. Okay. You hear something like scratching. There was a bang, as something was being hit. Maebara could have probably dropped the receiver. You could hear groaning and vomiting over the other end, and a repeating abnormal noise. I have no idea what to make of any of this right now. Hello? Hello? Maebara-san? Hello? I knew how far away my voice would sound on the other end. I couldn't help but shout. That moment I heard whispering coming from the other end. I couldn't tell what he was saying. And the way he was saying it, was he talking to himself? Or was he talking to someone there? Hello? Maebara-san? By the whispering, it was some kind of mantra he was chanting over and over. I'm sorry. I focused my senses, trying to pick out what he was saying. What was he repeating? What exactly? Beep! Suddenly the line went down. I'm sorry, please put in a recorder right now to continue your call. Did you use up his time? There's a time for calling the police. Oh, you called him instead. God damn it. It was because it was a payphone. It was because it cut out so abruptly. The last thing you said came out so clearly in my mind. Oishi-san, the car is good to go. Oishi-san? It was... I'm sorry. Oishi-san? That's what he was repeating over and over. He said, I'm sorry. I got feeling. I was no longer need to hurry. I could hear the chirp of the Higurashi spilling in from the open window. Quee. I still get there. Just run there, though. Shouldn't be able to hear them this entire time. Just wasn't paying attention. Why did I focus on them all of a sudden? They're trying to tell me something. Only the Higurashi knew. That's how I felt. I swear to God, if you end this chapter like that here. Okay. June 1983. Oh boy. In Hinamizawa, a remote village near Shishibone City, there was a murder involving 2 female students. Oh. The suspect is Keiichi Maebara, age 1X. The suspect called over his 2 female classmates, Rina Ryugu, Mion Sonozaki, to his house and beat them to death with a metal bat. The scene of the crime was the suspect's room on the second floor of his house. The inside of the room was covered with a significant quantity of splattered blood, and there were signs of a struggle with the victims. In addition to the scene of the crime, the entryway, living room, and kitchen all had signs of a struggle. In the entryway, the shoe rack and wall had evidence of being impacted by a strong, blunt force. It's all coming together like a fight happened in the entryway, then they ran inside and then died in his room. God, they're pinning it all on him now. God. It is believed to have been the same bat as the murder weapon. Having no trace of blood, it is believed the destruction occurred before the murders. There is the possibility the suspect overpowered his victims to keep them from fleeing. In the living room, the rug had been pulled back, then thrown aside. It's hard to believe that this had a connection to the struggle with the victims, and thus the reason for this remains unknown. I'm probably looking for through the trash, or the rug was pulled? In the kitchen, the garbage bag was torn apart and its contents were spread out on the floor. Garbage was strewn about in the surrounding area, and handprints believed to belong to the suspect were discovered. It's believed the suspect had for some reason taken the garbage and struck it with his fists. The reason for this remains unknown. So Oishi didn't even bother looking around for didn't put in for the needle thing. Okay. In addition, there was a note stuck to the fridge. The words, "Was there a needle?" were written on it. The meaning behind this remains unclear. Oishi, why aren't you saying anything? Just in case, the garbage was searched, but a needle was not discovered. Though the garage door was functional, had been left open ever since the suspect moved in, the garage door was found closed. The suspect's fingerprints were discovered on the garage door. The reason behind this remains unknown. Oh, it's going to be a whole thing entirely. His parents looking actually find the clock. Oh boy. The suspect fled the scene of the crime. However, a patrolling officer, Hinamizawa local PD, found the suspect collapsed inside a phone booth. At the time of discovery, the suspect was unconscious and critical condition. He was rushed to the local hospital for treatment, but did not regain consciousness and died 24 hours later. Results of the autopsy indicate the immediate cause of death to have been hypovomitic shock. It was determined that the suspect had clawed at his own throat with his fingernails, and the resulting bleeding causes death. Oh my god. The similarity to the death of Tomotaki-san the prior week, the police have believed there to be a connection and have opened an investigation. However, due to the wish of the local authorities, it will be a confidential investigation. Due to the abnormal nature of the death, it is suspected that drugs were involved. As with Tomotaki-san, no traces were discovered. What prompted all this remains inexplicable. As such, this case is being treated as an act committed on impulse. And this is the story they're putting out to the whole public, it seems like, as well. However, several accounts of the suspect's bizarre behavior leading up to the incident, it is possible this is premeditated. Separated from his group of friends, isolation, inexplicable behavior. Yeah, oh god. Several days before the incident, the suspect began carrying around a metal bat. The suspect was observed displaying aggressive behavior, as well as talking to himself at school. His classmates have actually heard portions of what he was saying. 2 days before the incident, the suspect declared to his parents the possibility of his death. Due to these circumstances, the police had begun an investigation on the possibility this crime was not committed impulse, but was instead planned several days in advance. They're doing his whole him thinking he was a complete paranoia. Oh boy. Afterwards, a note was found in the suspect's room that he had written himself. Oh boy. The note was written on 2 sheets from a B5 college ruled notebook that had each been torn in half. Each torn in half, or a section is missing. As if trying to conceal it, was stuck behind a clock in the wall. The contents was written in the appendix. The police believe it to be strongly related to the incident. The police changed their line of investigation based on the possibility that the suspect was involved in some sort of incident himself. However, no further clues were found, casting doubt on the credibility of the note. Was the crime impulsive or premeditated? So the syringe was gone? With the situation unclear and no further developments, the case has been labeled as unresolved. However, the following year, suspicion arose regarding the nature of the note. The note was not written on 2 halves of B5 paper from 2 separate sheets, but was originally a single piece sheet of B5 paper. In order to erase several lines in the middle, someone had torn them out. So they somehow knew with a syringe then and took it out. How would they even know where to look there? The only people who know that are the parents, and if they talked about it to anyone else, oh no, before that happened, if Keiichi's parents talked about it to anyone else in town, they would have looked there. Oh no. Judging from the size of the letters, the missing section is estimated to be about 2 to 3 lines. It's highly probable the person who eliminated the lines in question is not the suspect. So little by that estimation, there's something befuddlement going on. In addition, judging from the trace of large quantities of cellophane tape being stuck to the back of the clock, speculation that something other than note was stuck there has arisen. The person who first discovered the crime was a detective rumored to have a connection with the incident, Kurado Oishi. He underwent voluntary questioning, but denies involvement to any damages to the note. One of the only lines, the suspect's note. I, Keiichi Maebara, am in fear for my life. I do not know why they are after my life. The only thing I do know is it has to do with Oyashiro-sama's curse. Rina and Mian are conspirators of the perpetrators. There are 4 or 5 adults, maybe more. They have a white van. This is all on the first sheet. Section below this has been ripped out. Oh boy. What has been removed? This is the second sheet. Section above this has been ripped out. I have no idea why it's become like this. Okay, everything else is gone. If you're reading this, then I'm probably already dead. Okay, the syringe section is completely gone, the drug. Though you may or may not find my body, you who are reading this, please uncover the truth. That is my only desire. Keiichi Maebara. Oh boy. There's that. Wow. Wow, a new scenario has been unlocked. Look, it's Angel Mort. You're now become an angel. God damn it, Keiichi. Oh my god. All cast review sessions become available. Extra menu. Please uncover the truth. Achievement unlocked. Ah, I see. I'm curious then. What is that whole new section then? All cast review session. What? Thank you for buying Higurashi when they cry, Onikakushi, the visual novel by 7th expansion. Okay, I wasn't expecting to be like this, but okay. Before going into that then, man, this is actually really good. And I honestly don't know how it's gonna keep you on for like 9 more chapters then. And actually it's making it even weird because like I bought the other like 2 of the chapters, like I said before, and just in the looks of it, maybe it's just because of making sure you don't get spoiled before even buying anything else, but like the second chapter has like shows both of them. The second chapter has Sadako's face on it, and the third one has Mion's face on it as it. And now I'm just weirded out by that. So like they're gonna have a bigger play into this, but both Rion and Mion are actually dead, and they're keeping the syringe complete hidden where it was added there. They decided to keep the 5 people white van thing in the sheet though. But the syringe itself was completely, we can't let anyone know about it. That was the deal. And I guess because of that, they're completely basing this on like Keiichi of killing those 2, which honestly is completely like justifiable based on everything that happened. And then then everything else is happening. Yeah, honestly, like this, like most like the mystery can go down to just literally speak more, you peoples, and like write more stuff down. Yeah, but the whole mystery, like the reasoning, if it makes sense, like especially if Keiichi's been like absolutely paranoid and just like wondering, like second guessing himself what exactly he should do and everything all over and over and over again. Man, he could have been alive. He called the police silently in the dining room. Don't know how far away that room would be to this though, and especially since as well that I'm he could have also just like called the by the handheld up in his room, and like obviously to make sure like he needs some more time to like have more time to escape, but like, even just like calling the police and literally just saying like I'm being chased, please help, and just all that would have helped so much. Oh boy. I'm trying to remember if there's any other smaller details now. But like Now Rika and Sadako are the ones going down, and like, it's since Keiichi is now dead, who's gonna be the main character or point of view we're going for the rest of the chapters? The fact that there's like 9 chapters is the one thing that's making it so... My gosh, is it gonna go for... Well, it's probably gonna be like this whole first chapter was really just following his perspective, and you think he would be like the main driving force for the rest of the stories, but the next main character is gonna survive to like till the end of that one, at the very least, to go to the next chapter, or else there's gonna be a running pattern of like people going into it then dying by the end in some weird way. It's honestly just the paranoia and all that is really good though. There's a lot of like interesting clues and all that here. Oh, it's just really fun to go through. Man, I had a blast going through it. I mentioned before, like, there's sometimes it keeps rambles on a tiny bit. I only started noticing that the whole thing of Rina and Mion just like talking like to Keiichi and all that, like the syringe, like it makes sense, like making for dramatics and all that. Sometimes it would help to like cut down some of the writing a tiny bit, even though it's the big focus point of it. If you keep like adding more and more just like language, like spinning it around, it kind of becomes a tiny bit monotonous. But there were some scenes in this whole chapter which were honestly great. Like I mentioned before, the highlights literally every time Keiichi actually argues against like Mia and the conversation with Rina. Although I wish they changed around or like added something else with the scene of when Keiichi was carrying around the baseball bat and everything like that, talking to Rina. And since Rina and Mion and Keiichi are now dead, and the police confirmed it and there's nothing else going on, then it's going to focus more on Rika and Sadako than later on, unless it's going to be a whole new thing of characters. They usually use the new police detective right there as like Oishi's partner, so are we going to go into Oishi's being the main detective, but like he's retiring in a year, and like most of it seems to be focused on Hinamizawa, so we're has to be focused on someone in Hinamizawa. The whole beginning section of this chapter literally has not been resolved, and I heard like there's some points that there were in, like, maybe I can't remember exactly what it was, but something about like the beginning chapters, like there's some things added or a tiny bit. I can't quite tell if like that was added afterwards or was always part of the original game, or just some small supplemental details, that tips and all that were added into it. Be interesting to see. Let me see like how this cast goes, or if it's really just a thank you note. Thank you for buying Higurashi When They Cry, Onikakushi, a visual novel by 7th Expansion. How was it? If you enjoyed it even a little bit, it would make me happy. Oh, yeah, it was good. Oh, everyone talking, okay. Just a little bit of stretching it. That incredibly dark ending made me angry, you know, not sad. Made us angry. Yeah, I can see you're both angry and completely. Sadako's in distress. This Onikakushi chapter is the first story that readers challenging the mystery of the entire series get to experience. It's actually supposed to be somewhat of a prologue. It's a prologue. Oh my. How could the prologue have an incredibly dark ending? There's some things like that. Well, I mean, the only thing I can think of the prologue is like there's I guess a happy ending, at least for a tiny bit, but there's a lot of scattered clues that make you think oh, there's some seedy underbelly going on. But yeah, I don't think I've seen a prologue go incredibly dark. And also, it's a very long prologue, a good prologue, but yeah. Yeah, but doesn't that happen sometimes? The player digging through the story in order to avoid a bad ending is the point of these types of games after all. Well, there's no choices at all, so it's really just watching main character make bad decisions, or like, you know, trying to make good decisions when they get subverted. It's still just the first chapter. I'm looking forward to the next one. What happens in the next chapter? Rina, do you know? I don't know. We're dead. Yeah, they said the next chapter will introduce another aspect of the story. That's a strange way of putting it. Another aspect of the story. Like, are they gonna go more into the supernatural stuff, or like the question everything part? What does that mean? You will never know. In this chapter, they introduced the string of mysterious deaths that were happening in Hinamizawa recently, right? Oh, we only just a taste of that. If we go to someone who actually has more, like, is a regular town, since we literally just followed along, like, Keiichi, who was, like, the newcomer to the town, not like anyone else who's, like, lived in town before, moved away, and came back again. It's just these. So we're going to someone who actually is like a person who lived and breathed the same air in the town for as long as they lived. Next chapter will introduce some of the history of Hinamizawa. With one strange event happening at another. I got totally lost. What exactly is Oyashiro-sama's curse about? Actually, what is Oyashiro-sama to begin with? They didn't explain it much. I think that's the beauty of it. I haven't heard much about it, and if I did, you wouldn't hear a lick of it. But I have a kind of bad feeling about it. It feels like it'll be another one of those scary stories where somebody gets cursed again. Tough luck for Keiichi. What kind of curse is he gonna get hit with this time? What? However, I'm looking forward to see what kind of story it's gonna be. Okay. Sorry for being late, my bad. Okay. Oh, hi. Hey everybody, oh god, this is gonna be terrible. You have the exact same voice. I gave you that. Fucking Christ. No. Good work today. Same to you. Like, it's an actor sheet and all that, but why'd you label it as Keiichi's gonna get cursed again? Why you label it like that? Why? Where's Keiichi? Keiichi-kun is already off reading the script for the next chapter. Must be hard being the main character. I'm confuzzled. What? Huh. That's too bad. Don't make this any more confusing than it has to be. He could have at least poked in to say hello. It's probably because it didn't have any character art, so he can poke his head in if he wanted to. Yes, exactly. We gotta push him away somewhere. Rika-san, that's what we refer to as a personal problem. Third word problem. My god. That's just funny. And we should just like have at least one art of just the main character sometimes, like it'd just be cool to like just to see. We only have like giant like CG art. Like the only time you could see like Keiichi's face entirely in the whole game is when he's like leaning against the door and like, you know, Rina is listening in. That's the only time you get to see his face. And then actual sprite of him. Well, in any case, the story really was a lot of trouble. That's true for Keiichi-kun, Rina-chan. Trouble, that was the mother of all bad ends. Yeah, but you can't change the fates. God, I hate it. I wonder, what was the identity of the thing that attacked Keiichi-kun? We will never know until chapter 10. My theory is that it was the work of people to make it look like a curse. But Keiichi made that mysterious phone call at his demise. Yeah, I also thought that call was strange. At that point, Keiichi should have been certain that the culprits were people. That really was a strange phone call. Like literally, yeah, like they stopped showing like what happened from the chase to the phone, and whatever happened there was what prompted him to believe it was the curse. Whether he was going insane due from it, or he wasn't demoned away, but he was making. The police never actually mentioned anything of like Satoshi having the same exact thing. So that was literally just was it literally just Rina and Mion just like psyching him out, honestly. Oh boy. It almost seemed like he was being chased by ghosts or something. The ghoul poltergeists. Just that phone call, it really makes me think that it was the work of a curse after all. Probably not exactly. If it was completely like the curse, like it wouldn't be like by ghosts or anything like that. It'd just be like, my first thought would just be a person. But they did make it a point several times like Keiichi like felt a presence somewhere, and like that's why he attacked the front like base area. The only like literally we know the setup exactly what causes death, but like literally after he left his house is completely just mysterious, which that's actually kind of nice, honestly, really nice. Taking more. Since we're all here, why don't we all share our theories? Okay, this is literally just okay, everyone share your theories, and let's see who got it right, or we're gonna throw you all completely off track. That's what I do. They're using my medicine against me. God damn it. Let's start with Sonozaki-san. I absolutely believe it was people. Was it people possessed by the curse, or the people itself, though? Specify it. I think it was a man-made incident that was just imitating the strange folklore floating around Hinamizawa. Certainly. Every year on the day of the festival, for another link in the chain of mysterious death that happens to me is suspicious. Yeah, honestly. That so-called chain of mysterious death. There has to be someone trying to reenact the folklore. Definitely. And if like we completely believe all the police reports are like small details we know about, I guess the housewife murder we should like doubt the most, or like we need to look into more since there was no actual report of that. Like it wasn't even reported in the newspaper. That's probably like one avenue to go on about it. And I remember I actually did write down like all these little details for like how Tomatake died and all that. Mio is missing and all that. Like I just reading through some of these. A fingernails torn off, swung on a piece of wood. Mio Takano, last seen by the police at 9 p.m. from the festival. There's a nurse at the clinic. Was there any relationship with Jiro? No apparent motive to kill. They still they haven't addressed back again about what sorry, but what is Jiro Tomatake's real name, since it was a pen name and his name was not found in any registries in any like dorms or like hotels, motels, and Tokyo wards. So like every time he came to this town, he just gave a fake name. So he just did not decide to trust anyone here instead. And it's another thing, because he obviously wasn't in complete distress. That or he's completely and utterly if we're gonna go like making similarities between Keiichi's predicament of like escalating paranoia till his death, like literally the same way as clawing his throat, then literally maybe it could be a possibility that the same thing happened to him, but either whether it's like it all happened in one day or like he's been paranoid for like days and like he's been hiding it. Either he's really great at acting and hiding it, or literally it didn't happen at all. But yeah, the 4 or 5 people thing attacking him is probably those 5 guys, especially when they surrounded his house. Yeah, honestly, could just really just be a village conspiracy. And like since Keiichi mentioned like he couldn't tell if those were the same people in the crowd and the 5 people or not, then yeah. But my first question would be, why would they go to attack him all of a sudden for no reason? Because they're just walking along the dam site and then they started attacking him, and then they just strangled him like to unconsciousness. Then if we're believing what Rina and Mion said, they just carried him back to his house. Rina called Mion and everything followed suit after. And was the director involved in there? I still completely believe that Sadako and like Rika probably have nothing to do with it, but like slowly they're gonna get involved anyway. Because it feels like everything involved with them like makes it completely and utterly to be like they're the victims in all this. They might have a breakdown as well, as Keiichi is. They're like hiding it, almost. That or like the whole village thing is happening. Don't know if I entirely believe the curse though. Just like people just using it as a cover. The 4 or 5 people are definitely suspicious in the car. Definitely was trying to hit or just, severely injured Keiichi. So yeah, most likely just them, yeah. Until one of you people like say theory and I just go, maybe it's that. Had to be someone trying to reenact folklore, definitely. I think it was the curse. Look at the scene where Keiichi went berserk in the entryway and the last scene with the phone call. This can't be explained by a human culprit. Yeah, doing all those red herrings and all that. Or his paranoia just getting to the best of him, honestly. When you say that way, well, again, it really wasn't the type of scene that would make you think it was the work of an actual person. Yeah, but even then, I still think it was a person who did it. That last scene, the one with the entryway, the stress must have driven to paranoid delusions. Yeah, that's my first thought. God damn it, you're... What helping me understand me using such complicated words? Okay, use big words. Alibi. Incident. Let me get my dictionary thesaurus. In other words, Keiichi was so scared that he was imagining things. Then what was the meaning behind that scene? What was that mysterious presence behind Keiichi? Red herring. Redherring. Well, I don't like fish, so yeah. Micho, what do you mean by red herring? Like old man Tomataki here said, the scene was the result of Keiichi being a stress-induced delusion from being mentally cornered. The overly graphic depiction was a ploy to make the players think it was a curse. That's why it was a red herring. When you say it like that, but no ifs, ands, or buts, stop it. If it was a curse, it's literally just like them possessing only those 5 then. Or something like that. I don't believe it was a curse. Well, it just means there's that possibility. In that case, the theory that Oishi-san proposed in the story that it was a conspiracy of the villagers was correct? What does that man himself to say about that? Me? I don't know, I'm just a character, I just read the lines. Makes you think, huh? Huh? I totally thought that Oishi-san would be behind the people explanation. Well, the story said it was definitely the work of people, but if a person really was to blame, that leaves a lot of loose ends. Like what? Let's see what Detective Oishi-san's theory is. Well, first of all, if a human is the culprit, then there has to be a motive. In other words, somebody has to gain something from it. Yeah, that's the other thing, like, I couldn't think of an actual reason why they would. Unless they were off to, like, make a plan somewhere by the dam inside itself, saw Keiichi, like, we can't let anyone see him, but then immediately why knock him out and run away? That's another weird detail. So what you mean is, if this was the work of people, there wouldn't be something gained from causing a chain of mysterious deaths? Exactly. I feel like somebody could have benefited from the deaths of people related to the dam development, but the recent victims weren't related to that at all. Yeah, the housewife, the priest who died from an illness, the people who were who supported the dam construction, then fell off a handrail and drowned in a river, went to the swamp. A lot of details. Yeah. First of all, who benefits from killing Maebara-san? I see. You say it like that, my case is kind of weak too. Everyone's case is weak, unless it's a combination of different things all together at once. I mean, none of your money was stolen. Yeah, it's not a crime of just theft. There's no way it was human culprits. And if it was human culprits, literally they just had a grudge against you. Literally what... It's probably just the whole thing, the curse is just formed around people who had a problem with some people in the village. And then just... it's a weird, strange vigilante cause that's going way too far. And would Ria and Mion be behind it then? We haven't heard hide nor hair of anything suspicious happening with Rika or Sadako. But Ria and Mion... Technically, wouldn't her name be Reina? That popped up again in comments, and I just went back to Reina now, didn't I? Gosh dang it. It's supposed to be Reina. God, I learned Japanese, but then I slowly I dropped out of it, and now I'm forgetting similar details of it. I know basics. I just know the basics by this point. That's not all there is to it. There's to it, right? Like Michan just said, there might have been some sort of reason for them to reenact the folklore. Reenact it? Exactly. It wasn't a murder where you consider the typical motives. It makes me think this was most likely some sort of ritualistic murder to reenact the bloodstained history of the village. It's been happening for 5 years. So I'll ask the question of the hour, who gains from this reenactment? It's not a simple benefit, it's a more psychological reason. I guess so. If they you start to believe they should do this, it could be if it was some weird ritualistic murder, then it literally goes down to if I kill people at this specific time, this year, on the day of the festival, some good things happen to me. Maybe coincidentally, or true supernatural fashion, some good things happen to the culprits. For one, but none of the culprits seem there doesn't seem to be any actual giant connection with any of them, besides since all the people were arrested, and unless that guy who went missing into the swamp with the right arm actually stayed around the village without being spotted for years to come, and that spread around to other people in the village, then Keiichi never don't think he ever saw any newspaper clipping about him. There wasn't pictures about the culprits, were there? Or the missing one? I'm pretty sure they would like label the victim, like, you know, the missing like killer's name, right? And he didn't recognize anyone in that 5-person crowd. So it's just complete strangers then. I also heard that, like, from, I guess, people like who like actually do like the series, like, at some point the mystery is kind of unfair in some aspects. Like, there's some details which technically would count to figuring everything out. It's kind of not there, presented well enough. That last part is just me speculating. Just only heard like mystery's unfair. That's that line, nothing else more. No details about it. I'm only speculating about that. Even if the mystery's unfair, like, it's still fun to go through this and read through and just theorize about it. It's not about simple benefit, it's more a psychological reason. I think that maybe this was an act of revenge. Or revenge for something native to the region. Some connection not touching this time around. I see. Member of some repressed family looking to air out an old grudge of their ancestors. It's like that? Oh god, the sins of the father theory. That trope. God damn it. I finished Gargoyles, like the series, and like, oh my god, that one keeps popping up so often. It's a good hook for a conflict and a plot, but man, it gets under my skin so much. I don't like that. And what is it? It couldn't be that you're leaning towards the curse explanation, Oishi-san. That's right, that's right! Shut up, Sadako. Man, playing detective said so. He didn't say anything yet. It's decided. It was a curse! If, as Maebara said during the story, it was the case that Oyashiro-sama possessed Ryugu-san and Suzaki-san committed these acts, but then he doubled back on it, saying like he was trying to rationalize why he killed them. Honestly, he was just theorizing, and also rationalizing and justifying why he attacked after the fact. He's trying to like make himself feel better for killing them, even though it's justified. That would fit the evidence the most. As much as I hate to say it. Actually the same opinion as Oishi-san. I can't come up with any explanation for the normally kind Rina and Meech and suddenly start acting strange like that. How about that? It may seem strange coming from the person herself, but I think that Mion, did it. Yeah, she does have a thing about him playing dirty. It only happened, like, only started happening like a year, like, before. Well, Reno's also the one who brought that up instead, so... Combination of lying. I don't get what Mia's saying. I'd like an explanation. Oh, sorry. In other words, I think this may end up being a really cruel story. I'm already expecting that already. I'm just wondering how dark it's gonna get. Because I've seen other stories go completely dark. I'll show one off later. The one that the goddamn game that thinks it comes back to, like, every time I go through this game in some way, shape, or form, I get reminded of. God damn it. Huh? Wait, Michan. You don't mean... Taking the human culprit theory to its logical conclusion, that's how it would seem. I also have my suspicions. In other words, Ryugu-san and Suzaki-san both actually had those personalities to begin with, and were merely deceiving Maebara-san. I honestly do believe, like, they were actually trying to be friends with him, but then after, like, they talked to the detective and they knew who it was, and it was not some reporter, they honestly then were getting worried a bit. But then the whole argument that Mion had was just strange, and now I'm doubting whether or not, like, I wonder if, like, now I'm wondering how far in advance, like, this whole thing was planned, or, like, there was, like, this, like, the writer, like, set up certain things, and then as they wrote more chapters down, they decided to go down one route, whether it's a human, curse, or whatever else, and try to make it more satisfying. They laid down the groundwork to, like, set everything up, then later chapters just went down one. And you can tell from going back that there wasn't exactly a big plan. There are some stories which you can tell almost immediately when the writer, like, knows exactly what they wanted to, like, show off, like, they planned ahead in advance. And sometimes when the details are tiny and muddled, but they had a clear idea of how they wanted to get there. You can see it from going back to the previous chapters or sections and all that. I wonder how it's going to be when going back to this whole prologue. In other words, Ryugu-san and Suzaki-san both actually had those personalities to begin with, or merely deceiving Maebara-san. Am I right? I don't like that at all. I don't like my friends betraying me. It's all the curse's fault. It's like it's also kind of fun just having like even the characters just like out of canon just discuss how they think the crime's happening. It's all in character so far. Rena and Mion saw and everybody else are all kind, nice people. Oh, Rena, goddamn Reina, god damn it. Is that literally how it's pronounced? Hopefully, god damn it. I'll try to go with that. I think that too. I think that Reina and Mion show are really good people at heart. I think that during the story they must have been possessed by something. Well, Keiichi did make that distinction before the stress got to him. He did make that distinction. Or just because, like, it was such a bizarre shitting character that's literally what he thought of, and then he just put that in his mind to be the complete right answer then. So, Reina also thinks it was a curse. Then let me ask Ari who thinks it was a curse. There has to be a reason for a curse, right? It doesn't make sense for a curse to just indiscriminately befall someone. Can somebody explain that? Didn't the curse also mention... Curse is a curse! Nothing else to it. That doesn't sound too nice as a story, though. Human logic wouldn't go us anywhere. Even if it wasn't that... Like, even if the curse is beyond human understanding, there might be... It'd be nice just to have, like, at least some, like, I guess, common theme. That... If you don't understand purely more than that. Like, some weird grand plan we'll never understand. There's, like, some tiny thread of logic, anyway. Absurd logic, but still logic nonetheless. Sadako-chan. A personified deity is in the end nothing more than a creation of people. That's why their method of thinking is also understandable to humans. Just take a look at the Greek pantheon. They cry, get angry, get jealous, basically just like humans. You're talking about like Greek gods in mythology? The pantheon, or is that something else entirely? So what you're saying is that Yoshiro-sama is cursing people with some benefit in mind? That's another way of putting it, but basically yes. From benefiting themselves. That's what they say, far from Jupiter, far from his thunder. Okay, that's Roman. That's Roman mythology. They just changed the names in the Greek mythology. You do have a point. Basically, it doesn't matter if it's Yoshiro-sama or humans. There has to be a reason. And if there isn't a reason, like, it better be satisfying for there not to be a reason at all, honestly, though. But Rika, what if that reason isn't clear? I don't know. Even if the mystery isn't fair by the end, honestly, like, if it's like this for, like, the rest of it, it's like, you know, piling more things on, it's still fun to go through. I'll keep saying that, though. Oh, that's right. This is still just the prologue. There's still a lot of stuff that hasn't been revealed yet. Like, you'll get revived or something like that. It's like, why you still talk like that's like you're appearing in the next one? The line of Keiichi being the main character again. Yeah. It's hard to come up with any more theories at this point. Don't tell me, oh my god, you're like, the goddamn pies are all faked. They brought that theory as well. The people who are gone and missing to this day weren't the ones deemed away. Technically were, but also the people who died. Those bodies were fake. Someone has just replicas of people for dummies and all that, and the police just, like, you know, hide it up and... God. No! Won't be satisfied until this is all made clear. We'll have fun with that. It's gonna take a long time. It took more than 12 hours just to get this prologue done, and it was fun. But still, it's gonna be a long way for that. Mion-san seems rather particular about this. We'll just make the best with what we know. Does this feel like interesting? Has it club a little bit? That's more like playing absurd games and lots of trickery. Like, you can't trust anything. The card with the marks in it. That wasn't the real card. It wasn't the real Joker. You're making a joke out of me. Oh yeah. If you put it that way, it does seem interesting. Oh no. Well, let's summarize. Let's see. I think it was a curse. Tomitaki-kun thinks it was people, right? Yeah. I'll go with it being people. I also agree with the people explanation. Honestly, yeah, I believe that. The identity of the 5 people are not well known at this point. They had a doctor's outfit on, which Keiichi immediately like, he noted that made it seem like they weren't really a doctor, and people started chasing the second Keiichi left the house. So they really wanted to kill him for some reason. If it wasn't a village conspiracy, then this is the work of people who just want to keep this thing going, or had a weird personal vendetta against Keiichi only, for some reason. And if Rina and Mion, the only people in close contact with Keiichi, and like literally no one else got anything bad from them, literally they were also people who like agree with those 5 guys. They didn't mention anything about their parents. Rika and Sadako's like, Sadako's dad is still going. The housewife's gone. Well, housewife's dead. Then I think mentioned, wasn't there like parents, like it was her parents that died? Then she went to her aunt and uncle. Her aunt then died, and then her brother or cousin, that's the one I need to write that down at some point. I keep forgetting. Also went missing, Satoshi, and still being cared by her uncle. Could the uncle be one of those 5 men? It'd still be connected to the whole friend group then, honestly. Oshi didn't stay like everyone connected to it. And again, the whole thing of people closest to you do actually have more of a motive to actually kill them. If they make it seem as part of them tied to a vendetta in some way, and they have ways to disguise of being a poison or an illness, because the drug and the syringe and the note was taken out, it's just a work of people. Whether it's because of the curse or not, I'm head fast in the people theory. That's to say, I hate such fantastic things like curses. It would also be cool if like it did go to curse territory, but it feels very much more like a people thing. If it does go into curse, it better be because they were possessed or something like that. Please, honestly. In this particular case, the Kenshinjo curse is a little weak. Yeah, they're using. I'm assuming they're just using it as a cover. 2 for the people explanation, then 3 here. Thank you very much. Ryugo-san was on the curse side of things, right? Yep. Sadako-chan, I believe it was a curse, right? Yeah, I think it was a curse. People say that Rina-san and Mion-san weren't able to begin with are more befitting of a curse. Yeah. How dare you doubt the true friendship? I don't want to believe that my own personality is that twisted. I don't have to keep a cool head in club mode. If I base my choice on just emotion, I'll regret it, you know? Well now, doesn't really matter which side you pick, does it? Huh? Rika-chan hasn't said anything yet. She's the most neutral person here. And she's the one I know for sure is gonna die. Not this soon, though. I'm gonna do my best to keep remembering that fact ever since that. I won't forget, and the very second she dies, I'll just be here just morbidly chanting, I fucking knew it! I don't think Oyashiro-sama is a bad god. Oh, that's an interesting opinion. I don't want to worship some bad god that just curses people. Yeah, but like, Well, there's also Satanism and all that. Well, this is the idea of it, actually, honestly, like that, like ideology stuff. Because, like, literally, I also just learned the ideology for Satanism is, like, the rule set for it literally all boils down to is, don't be an asshole. That's literally what the rules go down to from what I heard of it. And how people, like, in Satanism act. They're just trying to be, like, very overly jovial people. Eccentric people, but more jovial and try to be way more good-hearted. Yeah. It really could just be also just, that whole thing. I like a generous god more than one that curses. Oh, that's right, Rika-chan is a shrine maiden! Yep, good opinion. Then what? If Rika-chan doesn't believe that it was Oyashiro-sama, then do you think the perpetrators were human after all? Are you saying someone else? Well, just go with that. Star. Okay, you're being vague. Well now, that means the votes are split right down the middle. Oh my gosh. Scrum debate. So half of us think it was a curse, and half of us think it was people? I wonder what's the secret third option here they're not telling us. That's actually the true answer here. Occam's razor. Rita-chan just for reference. What did the test players who played the beta version think? There was a beta version? Yeah. There were a lot more players who believed in the people explanation. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going for too. See, right there! Her veteran comrades are cool, collected, and very observant. Stop buttering people up, you. But the beta version only finished partway through the story. Like, only this prologue? Okay. Then I get the whole backstory for the curse, or like Oshi's opinion on it, or like if he was like indulging if it was the curse theory. Oh, that's right. Even the people who played the beta might change their minds if they got through the very end. That music for like the whole card action scene is great. A few times when editing some of the episodes, I listened to it purely just doing that, just even the thumbnail stuff. I like that song a lot. What should we do then? This means that the opinions are still split. Obviously, to prove that we're right in the situation, like everything in this world, rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins is right. It's no fun if we don't settle this. We need there to be an odd number of judges, in other words. We need one more opinion. Oh boy, don't do the break the fourth wall thing. Ah, perfect timing then. Why don't we ask Keiichi-kun himself, the player surrogate? Let's call him. The opinion of the victim himself is very valuable. God. Since it's decided, it's time for the phone. Oh boy. Man, Keiichi, I wish you had a Sprite. Got this. God damn it. Hello, Keiichi-kun? It's Reina, sorry, god damn it. Every single time. Are you busy with work right now? Yeah, really busy. With the script, which apparently he's gonna be in the second chapter for someone. Just when I thought I'd get a break because the chapter's over, it's already time for the next one. How's Kate-chan? I was just asking. Shut up, I'm trying to find out. Busy? Yeah. He's moping. I can hear you, you know. It must be nice having a wrap-up party. I wanted to go too. You can come if you can get some character art for yourself. Rika, that's a secret. A secret? Okay. Oh, sorry about that, Keiichi-kun. Anyways, during the current chapter, Keiichi-kun, didn't you die? We were just talking about who the culprit might be. Basically, we're deadlocked on whether it was people or Shiro-sama's curse that killed you. I'm really sorry. Even though you're busy reviewing the script, Keiichi-kun, which do you think it was? You're asking the opinion of someone's looking into the next chapter for my opinion of who killed them. They're gonna be biased. They have more information than you. You can't trust their opinion. That's obvious, isn't it? Which? Isn't it both of them? It's the combination. Targeted by suspicious people from the village and then cursed by some strange Oyashiro-sama on top of that. It's both humans and a curse. Everybody just picking on me. So very, very pitiful. Have fun petting the phone now. Next time I'll give you a good patting in the head. Pet the phone. Okay. In the end, the opinion's still split, huh? Yes, because Keiichi definitely want to make it so. Great, love him. I'll think this over again. We might have missed something. Well then, please looking forward to the next release. Higurashi When They Cry, Onikakushi. Yeah, that's the festival's name. Yeah, I'll get to it in a bit. Okay, well, look at that ending chapter segment. That's actually kind of nice. Really just a summary of just like different theories going through it. Still hard-pressed in people theory though. But the whole like I guess the red herring like indulgence with the curse, if it is gonna be red herring, is actually kind of cool though still. Onikakushi party achievement. Hey, that's all of them. And that's the first chapter, Higurashi When They Cry, Onikakushi, completed and done. I'll get to the second chapter actually quite quickly, actually. I'm still looking way forward to this. I'm still hard-pressed in the people theory, and literally everything about the curse so far literally just is, circumstantial. You can literally explain that away, but they keep bringing up people, mentioning the 5 people at the very end. Makes sense. If it was a curse, then it means people were if it was a curse, those people were possessed, and it's still technically people anyway. So Keiichi, if it is the curse, then you're technically right, and everyone else is wrong. You're in the right opinion in all this. Gosh. Actually, and also, I really goddamn hope the whole ending, like, the extra thing didn't actually spoil anything, because it just go into a weird thing if Keiichi was still involved into the next chapter, though. And I guess Mion, but, like, hopefully that's just really just that, like, artwork for the third chapter, honestly, is just non-spoilery art, and please don't mention any if any of this is right in the comments. Let's please, like, that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it all. Like the blind playthroughs and all that. It's fun. It's fun. But I'll get to the second chapter quite quickly enough. I'll keep going, chugging along, going through this to see whether whatever happens or not, whether the mystery is fair. But either way, I already know it's going to be a blast. So I'll be seeing you into the next chapter. So, we're fun time to watch as I am playing this. Hope we see you next time, the time that may be. And I all hope you fantastic day.